Live.
Hello,
Hello, everyone. Welcome
hello
to
everybody.
Zap. I'm Zara Altair, and I'm so excited today. We have Omi Sido,
Thanks.
and we're going to be talking about RankBrain and SEO Simplified. So, Omi, tell people a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Omi Sido. As you probably know, I live in London, England. I work as a SEO director for a company called Vivo Street, and a company at the same time the company owns another big website in England called Easy Roommate. In my spare time, I do a lot of social media. I go to a lot of conferences, as you can see from my pictures, from my Google G Plus profile. I'm just coming back from Spain, where I met Rand Fishkin and Gianluca Fiorelli. It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
If you missed it, you should definitely come next year because it was amazing. The best ever conference in Europe, you know. I don't really want to compare it to the conferences happening in USA. As SEO, I'm always, asked many questions, and one of them, obviously, are all the Google algorithms, because basically, what is my job as SEO? Basically, trying to promote your site to increase your website visibility. And as you all know, Google RankBrain is the new kid on the block. um, Not a long time ago, we were talking. I was talking to Anton Shuki about the branding, and there the subject of RankBrain came along, and then Zara Altair was there. So we decided to have a quick chat. Let's see. We want to discuss RankBrain because there are a lot of people out there saying a lot of things that are basically not really true. But in all honesty, nobody knows the real 100% truth about RankBrain. Are we ready, Zara?
Yeah, we're ready. I have one question for you though, because I loved it. We were chatting the other day, and I said something about uh, we were talking about questions, and then Omi asked the question, and I said questions are the way we learn, and then I said Socrates is on the right path, and then Omi said Socrates was the original rank brain. So tell us about that question and answer part.
It's all about the way RankBrain learns, basically. It's very similar to human beings. Since the day we're born, we ask questions. We kind of store them in our, let's call our brain database. And we process them. And after that, we are able to make assumptions. It is exactly the same with RankBrain. It collects all the data from the web, processes it, and then it's able to understand words and queries that's never been mentioned before. It's very similar to a human being. You go to I'll give you an example. You go to the pub, it's quite noisy. Your friend is talking to you. You don't hear all the words, but you kind of understand what he's saying. And it's exactly the same thing with the RankBrain. It collects all the data, it will process this data and then spit it out. So to start the conversation, I'll start from the very beginning, obviously. Not a long time ago, Google released this new secret weapon, Google RankBrain. The question is, what do we really know about RankBrain? How does it affect our SEO efforts, our business, our branding online? How does it work in a way? As usual, Google is not telling us much. Everything we know about RankBrain is based on some sort of reverse engineering, guessing. in a way, we are like RankBrain. We're trying to guess. We know it affects the SERPs. We know it represents for something like 15 to 20% of the results in the SERPs. But how does it work is the £1 million in your $1 million question. To start from the beginning, RankBrain is the part of the hummingbird algorithm. And to better understand the hummingbird, think about the system that take into consideration the meaning of the whole sentence rather than the particular word. I'll give you an example. Imagine the query water pill. So 10 years ago, Alta Vista or Yahoo may look for a pill that contains water or something like that. But nowadays, RankBrain actually understands that this is diuretic that causes a person to lose water from his body. It's that simple. To really understand RankBrain, I have to mention an algorithm that is kind of built in the RankBrain. It's called word to vec. Basically means words to vectors. I don't want to be too technical, obviously, and I don't work for Google, but my understanding of the project is that it takes the text as an input and produces the words as vectors as an output. To better understand the word-to-vec model, think of it as a system that's got two parts. One of them, I think they call it continuous skipgram. Yeah, exactly. Continuous skipgram tries to predict the neighboring words of a given word, and the other system, which I call called something like continuous bag of words, tries to predict a word from the neighboring words. I guess it's a bit confusing, but by implementing these two algorithms, RankBrain can understand, or shall I say, can guess the meaning of a word that it never seen before. Is this clear, Sarah?
Yeah,
Zara?
it's like
it's a bit confusing, I know, but once you understand the principle,
sees the relevancy of words that are related to it. So when another word comes up that it hasn't seen before, correct me if I'm wrong, and another word comes up that hasn't seen before, but it also is related to this other group of words, it says, oh, this is part of this relevancy group.
Yes, exactly. Because what it does, the word-to-vec model basically takes the words as text, spit them out as, in a way, as numbers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a way, imagine that the word, the water pill that I mentioned before, the word water pill's got a number, like 500. And to the word 500, water pill, it's 500, but the word water is 300, and the word pill is like 800. So when you say water pill, obviously 300 and 800 are quite far from 500. So Google RankBrain will never confuse them. Will never think that it's a pill that contains water. You know, I don't want to be too technical, you know, because I want people really to understand the principle. The principle is the word to vec model got two ways. One is you've got one word and you try to guess the words around it. This is one way. The other way is you've got the words around it and you try to guess the word.
Exactly. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
When you take this one, it's a bit complicated and stuff like that, but then nothing in Google is simple, right? Nothing, or let's say simplistic. When you understand the model, you understand how difficult it is to game the system. It is very difficult to game the system to to predict what RankBrain will spit out, because basically you've got words and you've got vectors and you've got numbers. You know, numbers, they never lie. As we know, math is an exact science. Unfortunately, I'm not very good with math. So now that we know how it works, or at least we think we know how it works, as I said earlier, we can only guess. Let's talk about the name. The first part, rank, implies that it has something to do with ranking. On top of that, not a long time ago, Google said that the third most important signal contributing to the results of a search query is RankBrain. First, let me clarify. They didn't say it's the third most important signal when it comes to ranking. They just said signal. What it means, we don't know. We can just speculate. People obviously start talking about ranking and stuff like that. So in a way, RankBrain does affect SEO. Saying that, it does not affect rankings. What I mean by that? I'll give you an example. If before RankBrain, you were ranking well, say #1 for the term used cars. We all looking for used cars. We all want to buy an old car. So if before RankBrain you are ranking #1 for used cars, after the introduction of RankBrain, you are still ranking #1 for used cars. As simple as that. It does not affect rankings. But to understand how it affects SEO, I'll give you a simple explanation. Before RankBrain, you were probably ranking also for used car wheels, just because there is a connection between used cars and used car wheels. Say, it's just an example. It's a simple example. So before RankBrain, you were probably also ranking for used tires, used car wheels, just because you're selling used cars. After the introduction of RankBrain, the algorithm will rearrange the SERPs, so only companies who actually sell stealing wheels or tires will be shown in the SERPs. So in a way, your rankings haven't changed, but you're just no longer present in the SERPs. I hope this is also clear, because again, it's a bit confusing.
What it does is it makes it much more specific in
Exactly.
So there's a sort filter that filters. Let's put it this way in really simplistic terms. It filters you out of the inappropriate and keeps you current in the appropriate. So that when people are searching for whatever it is, like a used car, they're going to find you. So when they're searching for
used tires,
they aren't going. You're not going to show up anymore where you might have shown up before.
Exactly. So in a way, your rankings are still there. If you check your SEMrush or whatever software you're using, you're still going to be shown as #1, but you're just going to disappear from the SERPs for terms that are not relevant in a way to your business. That you because if you have to show RankBrain in general, Google, that you're relevant for the tires, also for the tires and also for the wheels or whatever car parts you're selling.
Yes. So what I think in the most direct terms that we can use, it's about relevancy. It really refines the relevancy of your business. So and that makes it, to me, that makes it really important that when you are writing on your website, on a page, or you are creating a blog about your business, that all those related words are there. but at the same time, it's demanding for, in order for RankBrain as part of Hummingbird to see what you have there, it makes it a lot clearer if you do a little work. This is the kind of SEO you can do yourself stuff, you know?
Yes.
Which is that for each page or each article that you create, you have a topic, and that topic, whatever it is, all the words that are in your content, the videos, the charts, whatever you have in there, they're all related to that one thing.
Yes.
And that is like a signal to the search engines. This is the way I explain it to my clients. That is like a signal to the search engines that you're on target with what you're talking about.
Exactly.
And you don't go off point, and you don't, you know, if you want a visitor to your website to know that you also sell oil pumps. I will just pick something out of the air, right? So when you're talking about your used cars, that way you don't say, hey, we sell oil pumps and blah, 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 blah. You somewhere in there, you have a little link indicator that says, if you want to know about what we do with oil pumps, go over here. That's it. But the main topic of that page is used cars, or you say used car convertibles, or used car Japanese makers, or used cars, whatever it is, or red ones, you know, that you have a single topic on your page or in your blog. Don't go wandering. It's not the place to wander, because two things. One, RankBrain is always learning. The more we tell it, the more it learns. So when we're putting things up on our website, we're telling the search engines, hey, I really know about this, or I specialize in this, or the products that mean the most to my customers are my red sports cars. We specialize in red sports cars,
Exactly.
or whatever it is. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. Because before it was very easy to gain the system.
Yes.
Say, I've got a easy. I've got a very strong, authoritative websites about used cars. Long time ago, it was just enough for me to mention used tires, and I would just rank for them. And people will come to my website, and they will be like, "Oh, actually, I'm looking for tires, not for cars." You know, but just because my website was very strong, and I will be like, okay, let me just mention red sport cars, and I will rank for them. But then they will come to my website, they will be like, whoa, what's going on? These guys only, you know, they only sell, say, BMW, or even worse, Peugeot. No offense. If you're a Peugeot owner.
I have to agree. I had to Peugeot once.
No, I had a this was my first car, by the way, but as everybody knows, I'm a motorcycle lover. I don't even know why I gave example with cars, because I don't know much about cars.
But you do know about search engine optimization, and
Yes.
I think the thing that for everybody to keep in mind is that communicating with your customers is the best way to communicate with the search engines.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Because,
and I just I'm going to put the link in after the show. I will put the link in to Omi's presentation about your brand, because that was just fabulous.
oh, thank you very much.
That was just really wonderful. And so I'll put the link in later, because it's if you're in business, it's very important.
Thank you very much. As usual, listen to the words. because don't worry about the the face in a way, because I'm not very good with cameras. So to continue our conversation, the way Google worked, and to connect to what we just said, the way Google worked a long time ago, well, they would just crawl your website, gather all the information, and when the query comes, they will just display information based on the keywords in your copy. The same thing that I said just earlier. I want people to understand, really to understand this one. RankBrain is basically a shift towards understanding the query first before connecting it to the keywords in your copy. I hope that might make sense. It's actually about the query.
Say it again, Omi, just so everybody gets it.
Yeah, so RankBrain is all about the query rather than the words in your copy. First, it tries to understand exactly what you're asking before giving you the answer. Whether before was just keywords, coming, scraping your website, and then when you type something, it will just give you any website as long as the keywords are matching. RankBrain is all about the actual question. So first, the system tries to understand your question. You understand later on why, and then it gives you the result. But let me talk first about the second part of the name, brain. Is such a lame name. And many people are creating what they call it, link bait articles, connecting brain, the word brain, to artificial intelligence. Actually, RankBrain is got nothing to do with artificial intelligence. It's all about to do with machine learning. Machine learning is a part of is basically a part of artificial intelligence, but it is not artificial intelligence. Machine learning uses statistics to develop self-learning algorithms. And please do understand this one. I'll repeat it. Machine learning uses statistics to develop self-learning algorithms. In a way, RankBrain will develop in the future its own algorithms. So, and later on you will understand why it's so difficult to game, basically. In that matter, let me just continue here. In that matter, Google is hoping that in the future, RankBrain will be able to run the SERPs without human intervention. But this is not artificial intelligence. This is machine learning. Whether this is gonna happen, I mean, algorithm that doesn't need human beings, I don't know. I can't predict the future. But one thing is for sure, that the future is algorithms that cannot be gamed. This is exactly what happened with Panda. This is exactly what happened with Penguin. And they're all basically part of the earlier mentioned Hummingbird. Why it's so difficult to game RankBrain? Because I already said it a couple of times. The system is historical search data is processed by RankBrain, which then establishes how to make predictions based on that data. So they take the data. It's done offline, by the way. It's not it's done offline. So Google will feed RankBrain information they think is good. So if your website is giving crappy information, the information will just not be fed to RankBrain, and basically you lose in the future. Those predictions then are tested, and then they go live. The cycle is repeating every time there is a new search in the system. So now you understand where I'm coming from. It's offline. They decide what the input will be, and after they approve the predictions, they go live. So gaming it is almost impossible. So because this is a webinar, let me give you some tips. and because SEO webinar, RankBrain SEO, okay, I guess. Let's connect it to SEO. My first tip will be about your content. Oh, no, because I mentioned it in the introduction, I made a mistake. Okay, my first tip will be to read this book again. Can you see it? Google Semantic Search by David Amerland. This book was published in, I don't really know, a few years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. And at the time, we all thought, oh, it's a very nice book. It's very interesting. It's talking about semantic search and how to, branding and stuff like that. Now that RankBrain, it's came into power. If you read this book again, then you're gonna understand a lot of the things that basically I'm saying.
Published 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yes. Nobody knew RankBrain 2 years ago. RankBrain became famous last year, I guess in September, October, something like that. And many people are still saying, oh, RankBrain Google just released RankBrain. No, this is not true. Google released RankBrain probably a year and a half ago. It only became popular a few months ago, but no, it's been there for quite a long time. So my second tip, so my first tip, okay, now everything is rearranged. My first tip was the Google Semantic Search book by David Amerland. My second tip will be create laser-focused content, something that Zara mentioned earlier. Laser-focused content. Creating thoughtful and quality content is as crucial as ever, basically. To connect it to your to SEO, use, and I always recommend this one, use keyword research to firstly identify your audience. This is very, very important. If you don't know your audience, you don't know who you're talking to. The only way to identify your audience is by doing a keyword research. By that I mean, first you check what keywords popular, got a big search volume in your niche. Then check what keywords people are using to actually land on your website, and try to connect them, and try to understand who your audience is. Without understanding your audience, you're basically going to be lost in the future. Second, try to understand what your audience is talking about and what your audience is looking for. Basically, the questions they're asking. And this RankBrain is all about finding and answering questions. Answering questions, especially things that never been said before. RankBrain is all about this stuff. Thirdly, try to create content that relates with your audience. If your audience like sports cars, for example, and another example with cars, if your audience likes sports cars, but then a lot of people who like sports cars are actually talking about Formula One or something like that. Try to understand your audience, try to create content that relates with your audience. Then RankBrain gonna think that you're authority. I guess you're authority anyway, but this is the way to show RankBrain that you are authority in your niche. Without showing RankBrain that you're authority, your information not gonna, as I said earlier, not gonna be fed into the system, into the algorithm, and then it's logical. You will never rank for the terms you want to rank, basically. It's not even about ranking, it's even being there in the SERPs. One thing to mention here is that the direction Google is taking with RankBrain is all about voice recognition. So my advice, my tip, is try to create content that sounds natural. Write copy that is descriptive, and it sounds like the reader is in front of you, the way I'm talking to Zara today. I don't think about my words. I just say things, and I hope she understands me. So you don't have to be that casual. I'm joking, obviously, but try to imagine that your audience, the readers, the visitors are in front of you. My third tip will be, do not forget links. This is a pure SEO thing, I know, but do not forget links. Links provide external, in a way, trust. Let's connect it to the Google, to the David book. Links provide external trust and applicability to your content. This is another way to show RankBrain that your website is an authority in your niche. Because let's be honest, many people say RankBrain is the future, RankBrain gonna replace everything. This is not true. RankBrain will always be part of the bigger algorithm. I don't know if it's called Hummingbird or whatever they call it in the future, but RankBrain will never act alone. RankBrain will always need links, because links from other authoritative websites in your niche shows basically RankBrain that you're an authority as well, or at least you know what you're talking about. The main thing of RankBrain is to enable searchers, users, to find pages that not necessarily match their specific queries. I hope it happens to everybody. You look for one thing and suddenly find something else, and you like it, and you don't know why. I tell you why, because
my comment tracker is up, but it's not working. So Kristen Drysdale has a question.
Yes?
She says, as schema works at this point as well, what you're talking about right now.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Schema is fed into the algorithm. Schema is the best way to show Google what your website is about. Everything started with Google trying to create this basically database of knowledge. With this knowledge, they already know a lot. They know a lot about the web, how the words are connected, how the websites are connected, how different niches are connected to each other. RankBrain is just basically refining the search, making sure that all the knowledge they had before and all the new knowledge coming to Google, because what they say that something, I don't remember the numbers, but every day they like 10% of the queries are something that they've never seen before. So those new 10%, I'll call them new, they have to connect them to something. Obviously, they'll connect them to the knowledge they've got already, and the knowledge they've got already is actually coming from schema. Putting markup on your website is the best way to show Google what your website is about, and I recommend it to all my clients. And I've seen people don't normally talk about it, and then there's not a lot of proof. But actually, I've seen website rising in the SERPs just by implementing schema, because some people got good websites, but Google has to crawl them, has to understand them, and this is not always easy. Especially that many people don't pay attention to the topical relevance of their categories. This is something very technical that I didn't want to talk about today, but they don't understand the importance of the topical relevance of their categories. So schema is the best thing to show Google, wait a minute, my website is all about used cars. Every time somebody is looking for used cars, please show my website in the search.
Never me.
I'm here.
I'm here. Don't forget me.
Don't forget me. Yeah. Also, one thing I really wanted to say today is, like, I just remember that many people think that Google created RankBrain last year. This is not true. Imagine if how long it takes to create a system like that. I guess 5 or 6 years. First, normally Google will release small updates to their algorithm. Here we're talking a completely new algorithm coming by storm. And also, many people forget that I think it was like something like 2005, 4. I'm not quite sure. You know, there was this algorithm, or let's call it algorithm, created by Microsoft. Many people know I don't like Microsoft, but there you go. Called I think was called RankNet. RankNet, yeah, it was called something like RankNet. And basically, what I did, it was very, very similar to what we now call RankBrain. And basically, they used it to create after that Bing. So basically, what the RankNet was the basic of, or say, the beginning of what later became Bing. So I'm really expecting, now that we know RankBrain, now that it's popular and stuff like that, Microsoft to start basically upping their game and create competition, because in the SEO world, we are basically fed up with having just Google, I may say.
Yeah, and I noticed that Eric Inga of Stone Temple Consulting had an article, I think it was yesterday, about some of the competitors in search. That he mentioned Amazon and even Apple, as well as Bing. You know, it's like, don't forget that all these other things are there.
Yes, definitely. And the same with SEO. Don't think only about Google. In general, if you write, the way David normally says it, if you write about people, you will be okay with all search engines, because sooner or later a competition will come. Anyway, even Google nowadays, as I said earlier, will not be controlled by human beings. Long time they used to do that. Human being will literally come to your website, assess it, and then the human being will say, yeah, it's good or not, it's relevant or not relevant. Not anymore. RankBrain is a machine learning system. It will create its own algorithms, and they will rank your, I'll say the word rank, although it's not correct. They will rank your website. It's not going to be a human being or something that you can basically game easily. I don't see the questions as well, to be honest with you.
Well, we don't have a lot of questions.
I've been talking for a long time now.
Andre Aman, schema, it says schema is a blessing for data miners. Try mining something from different formats, even using tools for web scrap like Beautiful Soup, and you see how many painkiller tablets you will need.
Yeah, a lot of people say that data mining and stuff like that. You don't need to have schema on your website to be scraped, to be honest with you, or to people to find you and scrape your website. We are only trying to help Google to better understand what we are talking about, basically, what our business is about. That's it. It's very simple. With direct answers and stuff like that coming out in the SERPs, the 4 ads on top of the SERPs, it's getting more and more difficult to basically position number 1 doesn't exist anymore. There is no position number 1. So all you have to do is try to be relevant. Plus, Google RankBrain will take into consideration the location of the user, because different words have different meaning in different parts of the world. I can't think of anything at the moment, but there are different words. There are same words meaning with different meaning in different parts of the world. Not to mention that we've got different languages as well, which makes the things a little bit more complicated in the end.
Right. And then there was a comment earlier also from Kristen, and I just want to second this, because she said, There is a great misunderstanding in general about the difference between AI and machine learning. Thank you so much for spending time clarifying that. And I agree, that was probably the best concise explanation that I've heard.
Thank you. I'll try and put it into writing, you know, so people can just come back to it, because honestly, there is a big, massive difference between machine learning and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence basically started in a long time ago. We were not born, 1950s or something like that, by this British guy, Turing or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Turing, yeah? The name was Turing, yeah? I'm
Yes.
right. And machine learning is something completely new, something that came only recently, I mean in the last 10, 20 years. But machine learning is something that is gonna free Google from having manually ranking, or say scraping, ranking, understanding websites. And this is very important for the SEO industry, because people who do not have proper written content, people who do not specialize in one, that are not authority in a niche, will not rank. And basically a lot of especially small websites that before were not nowhere to be seen in the SERPs, now have a chance to actually attract the algorithm and then being displayed in the SERPs, which is good for everybody.
Yeah, it is. Omi, I think we're coming to the end of our time here. So do you have any?
I know. I try to be as short as possible.
Fabulous! You just put so much into this.
People know that I like to talk a lot.
So, do you have one last something you'd like to tell people?
Oh yeah, you can always follow me on Google Plus. Please do visit my G Plus account from time to time, and LinkedIn. Any questions? I'm always open to to discussions. Just ask me, and I'll try and find some time to answer them here on my G Plus or LinkedIn. The name is always the same. I'm not going to say it because I just want you to Google it to increase my authority in Google, but it's always Omi Sido.
Always Omi Sido. Just remember that and you'll be fine.
I'm repeating it again and again because people keep on saying it in a different way, especially the Americans. They say, oh my, or something like that. It's always different. It's basically very simple. Omi. It's that simple. Google it. Omi Sido.
So I wanted to add on
just one more thing.
Omi said so.
Oh yes, exactly.
Google
this is the thing I wanted to mention. Please go. If you don't have it, let me know. I'll email it to you. I'll go the PDF.
And then if you really want to get, where's my camera? Get into it more and do it yourself. And you know what parts you can do yourself and what parts you really need technical help from people like Omi. SEO help, 20 semantic search steps that will help your business grow. Also, a book by David Amerland is a great practicum of what you can do to think about your web presence.
And RankBrain at the same time.
Yes.
This is exactly why I mentioned this book. You're not even going to realize that you're doing things for RankBrain if you follow the rules and the tips from David Amerland in these books.
Yep.
Not even realize that you're doing everything right for RankBrain, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's like be yourself, be clear.
Exactly. All you have to do is be yourself. That's it.
All right. Okay. All right. Omi, thank you so much. This was so wonderful.
Thank you very much, Zara.
And thank you all the Zapsters. And I'm sorry comment tracker wasn't. It's here. I see it, but I can't bring it up for some reason.
I can't even see it. So
bring it up. So
I'm going to try and answer all the questions later.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. So we'll see you next month. And thank you very much, everyone. Ciao.
Thank you very much. Bye.